Hello, my name is Nigel, and I would like to discuss the significant concern I have regarding the strict policies on school uniforms. I believe that allowing students to wear clothing of their choice is crucial for their expression, and each student has a unique identity, and clothing is one of those most fundamental ways that they can showcase who they are. Imagine the impact on a student's confidence if they could wear clothes that genuinely reflect their personalities and interests rather than conforming to a uniform standard that often feels limiting. Being comfortable in what one wears can greatly enhance one's overall experience at school. After all, who wouldn't prefer to feel relaxed and true to themselves instead of blending into a crowd where everyone looks similar? Because you look good, you feel good. And you feel good, you do good. This perfectly encapsulates my viewpoint. When students feel good about their appearance, it often translates into improved morale and motivation. If schools foster an environment where individuality is celebrated through personal attire, they may witness a more engaged, driven, and positive student. Ultimately, embracing diversity in clothing choices seems not only beneficial for students in their self esteem, but also for the overall school culture. Other crucial point to consider is the financial burden that school uniforms place on families. Uniforms are often expensive, especially when they must be purchased from specific suppliers. While schools may argue that uniforms create equality among students by eliminating the visible socioeconomic differences, this argument overlooks the hidden cost. Families with limited financial resources may struggle to buy these items, which might lead to additional stress. Allowing students to wear their clothing could significantly reduce this financial strain, as they could choose from affordable options available anywhere. Additionally, uniforms often fail to accommodate cultural and religious diversity adequately. Many schools enforce strict dress codes that may unintentionally conflict with certain cultural or religious practices, leading to discomfort or exclusion. For example, a student who wishes to wear a hijab, a turban, or other traditional garments may find it challenging to do so with a rigid uniform policy. By allowing students to wear what they choose, students would demonstrate respect for these cultural and religious identities, fostering a more inclusive and supportive environment. On the practical side, enforcing uniform policies can be challenging for schools. Teachers and administrators often spend considerable time addressing dress code violations instead of focusing on education. Eliminating uniforms and adopting reasonable dress guidelines would save time and reduce unnecessary conflicts between students and staff. It's important to recognize that the world outside of school doesn't operate on a uniform policy. In most professional environments, people have the freedom to choose appropriate attire that reflects their roles while maintaining individuality. Schools should prepare students for this reality by teaching them how to dress appropriately for different occasions, rather than being opposed to a one size fits all approach. Lastly, embracing diversity in clothing aligns with the broader societal trends that celebrate individuality and creativity. Schools reflect the values of inclusivity, respect, and self expression. By doing so, schools can create an environment where students can feel empowered to be themselves, fostering a sense of belonging and acceptance. School uniforms minimize distractions, promote equality, and foster unity, creating a focused and inclusive education environment. Uniforms are effective in reducing distractions in the classroom, allowing students to concentrate on their studies. When students wear the same attire, there's less emphasis on appearances and fashion, which can otherwise dominate social interactions. Fashion competitions fueled by the pressure of wearing trendy or expensive clothes. Uniforms minimize distractions, promote equality, and foster unity, creating a focused and inclusive education environment. By implementing school uniform policies, schools can significantly improve the learning atmosphere, and address challenges that arise from individual clothing choices. These benefits outweigh the concerns of critics, and as the primary focus of schools should be on education and community building. A significant advantage of school uniforms is their role in preventing social hierarchies by eliminating the visible socioeconomic differences among students. Trendy or expensive clothing often becomes a marker of status, leading to divisions and even bullying among peers. Uniforms ensure that all students are dressed equally, removing the opportunity for these social divisions to take root. This fosters a more inclusive environment where students are judged based on their character and abilities rather than outward appearance. While some critics suggest that inclusive clothing guidelines can achieve the same goal without enforcing uniforms, such policies leave room for interpretation and inconsistency. Uniforms, on the other hand, offer a clear and uniform solution that leaves no space for inequality based on attire. Uniforms also foster unity and school spirit by creating a sense of belonging among students. When everyone wears the same attire, it promotes a collective identity and reinforces the idea that they are part of a larger team. This shared identity encourages teamwork, collaboration, and school pride, which can improve both academic and extracurricular outcomes. Wearing uniforms can instill a sense of discipline and pride in representing the school, which benefits the overall school culture. Critics of uniforms can argue that individuality is essential for personal growth and creativity, while individuality is important. Fostering a collective identity within a school setting builds a stronger community, which is equally as crucial for students' development in schools. Schools can strike a balance by allowing students to showcase their individuality through accessories, hairstyles, and other non disruptive means. In conclusion, school uniforms provide multiple advantages by minimizing distractions, promoting equality, and fostering unity. They create an environment where students can focus on their education without the interference of fashion trends or socioeconomic disparities. Although some critics raise valid concerns about the individuality and personal expression, these can be addressed through alternative avenues that do not compromise the benefits of uniforms. Adopting uniform policies, schools can cultivate a focused, inclusive, and unified educational environment that benefits all students.